Hi, I'm Celeste and welcome to Find Your Purple. Well, it's day 29 of the SSS VEDA, which is a video every day for the month of August, and my theme was the Bible. And I was walking around the pond today because the weather actually turned out to be a beautiful day. Unexpectedly, the storm has moved away from the Austin area, so we've been blessed in that regard. We're having a lot of wind, but it's a sunny, shiny day, so it's helping the water recede here. Unlike the folks in the coastal areas that are still being bombarded with the weather. And thinking about what I would talk about today, the story of the Good Samaritan came to mind. Now, growing up, I heard the story of the Good Samaritan. I knew it was a stranger helping another, but I never understood really the history of it. Well, in Luke chapter 10, verses 25 to 37, the story of the Good Samaritan is told by Jesus. And it starts with an expert of the law is asking Jesus, what does he need to do to get eternal life? And Jesus says, well, basically, what does the law say? And the man says, to love God above all others and to love your neighbor as yourself. And then he asks Jesus, well, who's your neighbor? And instead of answering, Jesus gives him a parable. And he talks of a man who was robbed and left to the side of the road to die. And a priest walks by. And instead of helping him, the priest ignores him and moves on. Then a Levite, who was a Jewish priest, sees him, does the same thing, and walks on. But then a Samaritan comes, and the Samaritans are from Samaria, and the Jews despise the Samaritans. They're considered a mixed breed and unworthy of anything. But instead of walking by, the Samaritan takes pity on the man, and he helps him, and he takes him to a nearby town and takes him to an inn, and then goes further and gives the innkeeper some money, and then says, take care of the man, and on my next time through town, I'll give you anything you spend, basically. So Jesus says, if you're looking at this story, who was the good neighbor to the robber? And the expert says, well, the man who helped him. Then Jesus says, go and do likewise. And I think right now we're in need of a lot of Good Samaritans. There's people out giving wonderful examples of Good Samaritans in the coastal areas, saving their neighbors, saving strangers, doing all sorts of heroic things. Those of us that have been spared all of this can also be Good Samaritans. I'm hoping we can put aside all of the political issues going on in our country and not point fingers at whose fault it is and who's not showing up when they should and who's not doing the right thing or giving them the right amount of money. We need to look in our own backyard. Be in control of, are you a Good Samaritan, or are you the priest or the Levite in your world? So I think today I pray that there's going to be a lot of Good Samaritans in our country and in the world, not only with this, but in everyday life. Don't be the person that when you see someone in need of help, you go to the other side of the road and pretend you didn't see them. So that's it for today. As always, grab your cup of tea, sit back, and let's start sharing. Until next time, bye-bye.